What's up, YouTube? Tops 85401 here, and it's Father's Day 2021, and my dad passed away several years ago, but he did leave me some baseball cards, and I just wanted to share those baseball cards on Father's Day. I always think about my dad on Father's Day. I spent a lot of time thinking about him and the great times we had and the great times we had in the hobby. We had a lot of fun times in the hobby. My dad wasn't really a serious baseball card collector, but he always appreciated my collection, and he liked looking at cards with me, reading stats on the back of the cards with me, and talking about the players. And we just had all kinds of great conversations about the hobby over the years. He even went to a card show with me, the TriStar show in San Francisco once, and I wore his ass out at that show. We stayed from open to close, and my dad hung in there with me the whole time, man. And I think I spent like $500 at that show. And at the time, that was a lot of money, at least for me. And it was probably around 20 years ago. So the hobby wasn't as expensive back then. So he was kind of blown away by how much I spent at the show. But I'm just going to show off a few cards from my dad's childhood collection. He got these cards when he was 10 years old. He was born in 49. These cards are from 1959. I did manage to finish a 59 set. That's a whole nother story, but here are some of the cards from my dad's personal childhood collection. So the 1959 Roger Maris, when he was with the Kansas City Athletics, the year before he went to the Yankees. There's the back of it. I remember when I was a kid and, going through the cards, and then I eventually got like the old school 4-screw downs for my dad's main cards. I didn't pull out his Willie Mays card, but that was his favorite card. Actually, I should probably pull it out real quick. But there we go, Mickey Mantle, 1959, card number 10. There's the trademark ink stain on the back. Love it. If this card ever disappeared, I would know which one was mine because of that ink. I don't know how that ink got on there. I never did ask my dad where that ink came from. But there we go, 1959 Topps card number 10, Mickey Mantle. Classic image. Love that card. And then the Roberto Clemente. I prefer calling him Roberto Clemente. Great card there. I love that card. Card number 478 in the set. This one's actually in pretty good shape, except the centering's bad, but this card is probably pack fresh condition other than the center. Well, the centering is just how it came out of the pack. Here we go, 60 Topps Mantle Boyer. So my dad did pick up a few cards in 1960. The first year he really collected, and his biggest year was 59. And my dad was telling me it's because that's a year after the Giants moved to the West Coast. They moved out here in 1958. And my dad really enjoyed baseball and picking up packs in 1959. That's the first year the Giants. The card said San Francisco Giants. The Bob Gibson rookie card. Now, the great story about this card is my dad had exactly 5 high number 59 Topps cards. And what that tells me is he bought a 5-cent pack, which contained 5 cards. I think they made 1-cent packs that contained 1 card. I'm guessing he bought one 5-cent pack of the high series, and thankfully he pulled the Bob Gibson rookie card number 514. And I always like this card. I have 2 copies of this card because my dad pulled 2 copies of it. The Fence Busters, featuring Hank Aaron and Eddie Matthews. Great card there. So there we go. And then here's my box of vintage here. Let me pull out the Willie Mays. So this one right here is my dad's childhood Willie Mays card from 1959. This is my dad's favorite card. We used to sit and talk about Willie Mays for hours and hours. And he would tell me about how when Mays rounded first, heading to second, he always thought that Mays would purposely throw the hat off of his head because the hat always flew off. He's like, I think that was showmanship. I think Mays, would maybe somehow get the hat off of his head on purpose. And my dad loved Willie Mays, so that's his childhood Willie Mays card. Is the prized possession in his collection. So these are just a few. He had quite a few cards, but just thought I'd share it for Father's Day 2021. Just thinking about my dad, wanted to look at some of his childhood cards. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And until next time, guys, as always, happy collecting.